NASA lies, yeah, that's what I say. Don't have proof of facts in any way. I claim the moon's made of plasma, a place no one can go. The Apollo program's a scam, I can't back it up though. They talk about the ISS is floating in space. You ask me in a pool, I'd say is the case. Satelloons in the sky held up by helium balloons. But bro, that's just a lie, cause that's what all bitches do. NASA lies is something I'll never prove. No facts, no evidence, debates I will lose. They say they've been to the moon, I say it's not the truth. I see truth in no way, I hate MC True when he shows me proof. The firmament is real, a dome up above, but I'll never prove it, so lost that I'm dumb. I know the world is flat, trust your sense of sight. Saying gravity's just a theory is why I'm up at night. NASA is phony like a show or movie, fake like some stage. Truman Show, child's play, it's just but stuck at this game. Because I'm just a dick with only my stupid self to blame. But I'm so fucking sure that the earth is flat, based on how I feel.
All right, hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Hopefully this is a bit better here. Trying to improve the stream a bit more, so we are going to see how this goes tonight, and hopefully some improvements have been made. Yeah, thank you, thank you. As you see, got a new background here. Yes, it is the globe Earth from the sun, from the moon. So, yes, try to make it a bit more relevant. I still got the sign, and yeah, as well as I got a second screen here, so hopefully this will work. I'm kind of utilizing an old telly, so I might have to switch some of my audio here because I think some of the audio is coming through television and not through my headphones. So this might be a bit difficult to try to do the YouTube, but we will see here. I don't know if I can change that bit this second, so just bear with me. I am going to have to go into settings here real quick and see here. I need to do that. I need to go to the control panel. All right, let's see if this works any better here. Hold on here. All right, we're gonna try something here and see if that works. I don't think. All right, just gonna see if I can review Globy here. Do there, so that's not working. I don't think. I'm not getting anything yet. So
should be better. Hello. Smash buttons. You're new here. You're new to the whole scene? Like
That's my stream percent.
brand new to fighting flurfs kind of thing?
Hear it.
Sorry. Well, wasn't planning on hitting the flurfs tonight, but I might, depending on how this goes here. I could hop over to TikTok and see what's going on over there. It's always fun to... Late night gets crazy over there. Late night turns into a bit of a shit show. So, I really wanted to hop on this live to check out the new fight. I've been messing with my OBS and setting up some new templates.
I'll pause that for a second.
I've been slacking on that, so I wanted to see how they were working. For example, I set up a secondary camera right here, kind of like MacTune has. I had an extra camera laying around and an extra boom adjustable mic stand. Jesus, ignore that. So I can go over here, let's see, table cam. Boom. So we got my downward looking angle onto my desk. Volume is low. How's that?
Right.
Volume. Check, volume. That looks better. Sorry, I was on TikTok earlier today, so I unplugged my mic, plugged it into my phone. And for some reason, when I'm on, that should be better now. Check it now. Check.
I don't think this is working at all. Is it?
Don't yell at me, ruthless. Fix it, he says. You should be able to hear it. It's good.
Are we getting anything better here, or is it not working? I think that was it.
It's almost hitting red. We're almost at red now.
Oh.
Three out of 10. All right, I'll jack it up. I'll keep going.
Oh. Wait, no. Toy's over there. That's not your toy. Anybody interested? I'm talking to him. Didn't know. Didn't know. Go lay down. Bedtime. Go on. Go on now. Don't be sassy. Go now. Go. I'm closing the gate. Go lay on the couch. Now. Go. Loki, go now. Yeah, he's looking at me now. So you know what the weird groans are in the background. It's him. Decided to lay down, so hopefully it's good. All right, I don't know what's going on with this stupid thing. I can't seem to get the audio to come through. My getting over that chest thing. All right, so I have to work on this, I think. My sound. All right, so I'm gonna kind of So you can crack on here a little bit. Right. Where was it here? This one here.
Over here, we've got a Craig McToon.
All right, so I'm just going to transition here. And so one thing I want to address real quick here is that whole synthscape that came out with Steve, the flat earther, who was so I think at one point was to have it. Just give me a minute here. I'm going to check something. I'm going to try something here. See, make this work for me.
Joining us all the way from Wales, right? Something like that.
It's Scotland Land, England.
That one, that version
Yeah.
of anyway.
Trump has said he's going to buy it at some point, I'm sure.
Wait, and then that'll make me part owner of you. Right?
You're Trump?
I live here, so I guess I don't know.
You know what? I just want to say I do appreciate you playing the song for the winner of this year's Top Left Awards.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, it just makes sense that he would have his own anthems.
Somebody else.
I get to meet him in approximately 48 hours.
You got your.
Let's see if that works. See how that sounds. All right, sorry, that's not seems to be working for me. So I'm gonna try one more thing here. Hmm.
Your face gear, I hope. Right? Whatever you do, practice safe wit-sitting.
This is a bag of face palm protection that I'm bringing along with me for
very
people
nice.
that I meet. I've sent a bunch off, and I've got another couple of bags here already packed up to go. So I'm so excited. Yeah, I leave in 20. What time? I leave in 28 hours. I leave my house in 28 hours to get to the airport.
All right, so that seems to be working. So we're gonna run with that tonight. All right, so what I was saying here about Steve. Now I did the submit to the video, emailed it to Steve, like Craig from FTFE did, and also from DB Debunks. He had also submitted a much better video than Craig and I did. So, pardon me. So yeah, I never heard back from Steve. I emailed him a couple times, and nothing. Just absolutely blanked me. Apparently, Craig. Maybe emailing him quite a bit because he got his thing in, and obviously, if you may have seen that, I put the video up where Steve came out and said that he apparently said peanuts and not pounds, right? And I called him out, called him a POS, and said that he was disingenuous piece of shit, and that that God's going to judge him if he believes in this God and such like that. So that came out, and I think there's a bit of pressure from Craig, from DB Debunks, from myself, and a few other people, from Mike from Drunk Debunk Show, and obviously I think the pressure got to Steve because Steve has now come out. I'm gonna play a little video here. Craig talks about this. So Steve has actually come out and admitted and told Craig that he's going to pay the £1,000. So let's have a little look. Craig just kind of addresses it here on the MC Tunes little podcast here on his little channel. So watch this.
For 6 and then do an 8-hour flight. I get into Newark midday local time over there. So yeah, excited, scared.
It is exciting.
I know,
And I will be on the move when you're on the move. We leave Saturday morning for
nice
for the very warm weather of Florida, which, looking at the forecast, is right around freezing when we're there.
Oh, dude, sorry.
Yeah. I have heard you talk about safe wits in. I've heard about the safe way to approach him is you go in your pocket and you just hold out a vape and you move slowly towards him.
Offer
Gently. If he starts shouting or starts to spit, you just back away.
Yep.
And then just move forward slowly with the vape.
What you want to do is you want to get out of the plane of spit, and so there's that's like, well, it's a cone, right? So there's this cone. So moving away, move to the side.
Yeah,
so
true.
Practice,
to the side.
Yeah, sidestepping. That's
just get his attention on the vape. Say it's a 3-year-old vape. I found it because that's the only ones he smokes apparently.
You could be like, oh look, over there is a free vape, and then move that way.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, where?
I did wonder out where to find him, but as apparently he's an alcoholic, I assume it will be the bar at the hotel. I just want to sit in the front line of his debate and go, "Boo! You suck! That's a stupid argument."
Well, James did ask that you. Well, whatever he asked.
No, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good-ish. I can't wait to meet him. He thinks I won't say these things to his face.
So, all right. So next week, you'll be back home by the end of the week.
8 p.m.
Okay, so you'll. I'm streaming.
Is there can you speak to the doctor about getting it removed? Is it like is this it for you? Are you gone now? You've got to know that.
Yeah. That's Tuesday. I'll be doing that. Wednesday, Thursday, and then I know there's a modern day debate to try to overlap that, and we'll. I don't know.
Wait, what? Where long?
Might see.
6 hours?
We might. So.
Man, I wish you could come to New York.
Not like driving land. It's significant.
I understand.
Yes,
and it's 4 houses on or something.
I don't.
Not the continent, the north and
things. If somebody wants me to check my email.
I know, and there's just far too many of you people.
Is okay. Yeah, Stano, I see that. I saw your email. I wear 18 quadruple extra wide, of course. What do you think of the new back?
Hero.
Oh, good old flat out hero. Let's see if I can I tip.
Supposed to show that.
Tilt.
Yeah, sorry, pan.
Vince. Vince. Interrupting Ross will be on there as well.
Do you like migraines or?
Brenda says Dean Odell has lost it.
He said Satan behind the woodshed and the sun.
No.
The fuck you mean lately? He wants to take Toon behind the woodshed and let out old Dean. What the fuck do you mean lately, Brenda?
And last night I was on Jaren's. That was great.
All right, Jaren, when I think next week. Yes. Can you believe it? We're talking about Jarenism it's amazing.
Yeah.
And what I like is, I'm not taking credit for it, but I was the last person he debated. And same with Ranty. I was the last person he debated. I had 2 debates with him on my channel.
I was going to debate him.
Yeah, I was in and ripped the flat earth out.
Yep.
This is obviously MC2 and FTFE talking about all the flat earthers they have brought back to reality. So the whole thing of flat earth once you go flat, you never go back. But we all know that, don't we? Well, at least the semi-smart ones, they eventually come around to the fact of the cult indoctrination of flat earth and just how toxic it is, and how vile the community really is, and how silly and stupid flat earth really is.
Anyway,
That is great.
Fun days right now.
Yeah. Oh my God. How's Derp coping with being
What's its live stream?
I've seen it's live stream.
Dirt was in fixed. All fixed. So I go,
Of course it is.
if it's fixed, yeah, private in-app messages. Just it's not, but I can't ethically push them out. He unconfirmed that it was
Here, leakable data includes 3-4.
that.
Stupid.
No.
Oh.
But think from his position. I can't deny that answer. And he was Austrian.
It's flat 6.
At hack space. There we go.
Obviously, Witsit can hack any seller. Bro. His password's just bro.
That's what it's not. It's very. Oh my gosh. Ironically named Flat Earth Debate, but with a chew. Nope.
No, it's I've been there. I listened, and it was a religious ceremony.
Response from a man. I hope it
Protect you from Antarctica, so you can't wear that. I apologize.
I think might have thought that we were like there was going to be a live. We're gonna be space app. So if you go to HackSpaceCon, Bo, want to get people upset? Talk about Bo's speakers.
I live near.
Oakley worked up, and also
Well, he worked for the kind of using the client list that his boss, and then him to the money. So I'm not going to take it. He said he'd do it was event. Not yet. He wants to do it.
Oh yeah, the second law of Flurf
started arguing, and then him and his boss had a fight outside the shop, and the police were called, and he got arrested.
I do apologize about that. I had to come off my chest there, so not nice, but it needs to be done. All right, so this is the segment I was telling you about. Sorry about that. I hadn't had it queued up very well, so having a few technical difficulties today.
Wow. Oh yeah, the second law of Flurf had a second exception by the same guy. Apparently.
Oh my God. Yes.
Have you been paid?
Not yet. He wants to do it live.
Wow.
I have said to him I don't want the money, and so is DP Deadpool. So instead, he's donating £500 towards my charity event.
Very nice.
I mean, I don't. The fact that he said he'd do it was enough for me. I don't need the money. So I'm not going to take it just for being a dick. But I do have a charity event going, so the £1,000 that he offered, half of it will go to that charity event. We decided to split it between me and DP Debunks, because even though I was first, DP Debunks did a waveform analysis and confirmed it. We've both been emailing loads, and he'd been emailing us telling us that we were fools and worshippers of Satan, etc. Until his son commented, and then I kept sending him the screenshot of his son commenting and saying, "You need to think about this. Look what it's doing to your family." Then he went quiet. Then the next day he got back to me and basically said, "Yeah, whoops, I'm wrong."
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, that go on to Craig FTFE on his he did a stream of his own, and he actually read out the comment on that video that I did where Steve said that he was going to pay peanuts instead of pounds, and his son, Steve's own son, actually did a fairly long comment on there, because apparently Steve won't listen to him, won't listen to reason, and is ripping their family apart. Just how venomous Steve's becoming and obsessive, to the point where even the family can't even stand being around him. And this is actually a a common thing you'll see with the flat earthers, in which flat earth rips their families and our friend groups apart because you get sucked into this cult ideology, and then they get sucked into other things to the point where they don't trust anything. They start becoming, and then they're just obsessive over it. And sucked into like this whole narrative and this whole like indoctrinated ideology, and then it starts just ripping their whole personal life apart. And that's one reason I know these guys do this. Or one thing I've seen some people come into it and then come out of it and talk about just how it ruined their lives, and how then now they have to rebuild their lives, and then how much happier they are now that they've kind of come back to reality and realized that, you know what, they were wrong, and we as a human race have come and come so far that we need to you know to
And I said, Bo is
sorry for that, to for them to kind of accept that and come to the realization that, you know, we are as a species are moving forward in our knowledge and our exploration. And there's some great things out there like space exploration and stuff, some futures for us and for our for our species. You know, if we can avoid annihilating ourselves and actually start getting along and working together, it's great things that we can do. And I said, I'm going to show you something else here in which we got a lot of stuff going on with the moon and landers and experiments and stuff going on, and it's ramping up big time. And there's been nothing like this, you know, since like 1960s and 70s, where America was doing it, but not the whole world's doing this. And it's I think it's a quite exciting time. There is a I think there is a good chance that I in my lifetime could see man step on a walk on the planet. You know, if Elon Musk has his way, it will happen. That's quite exciting too. I think, you know, we're literally will be interstellar. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let's check this.
and the people are going nuts in the chat. I like clips.
But yeah, just I wanted to just bring that up. Steve, apparently says he's going to pay Craig, and he's going to give £500. Craig wants £500 to go to his charity, which would be it's for disabled veterans and stuff like that. Craig's done like different live streams and stuff, which he's raised money for that. And then I think the other £500 is going to go to DB Debunks. DB Debunks did a really, really good breakdown of Steve's initial, like where Jaren and how Jaren said since and that sets and broke it right down to waveform and even comparison and everything. You know, he can even just look at the waveform, just the waveform itself, and tell you where it says since and how it all worked out. And then when Steve came up with the whole popcorn thing, then he actually broke that down and showed where it's the pounds and popcorn and broke it right down to the waveforms, like right exactly how he said it and everything, and proved without beyond a shadow of a doubt that what exactly was said. So DB Debunks did deserve it. So I know I put it in too, but they both got theirs in before I did, and DB Debunks did do a far better job, put so much more time into it. So, he deserves it. Honestly, I wasn't asked if I wasn't looking for the money. I was just more doing it just for the fact that just get in on it and just prove Steve wrong and just falsify his bullshit claims. So yeah, right. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that and say I suppose I didn't think Steve was gonna pay up. I thought Steve was just going to run with that and be an absolute piece of shit. But he has at least in that way, well, he's at least proven he is a man of his word, and he's gonna man up and pay up as he said. And I highly suggest that Steve stop making these stupid challenges because you can get poor mate. That's 1,500 quid. You paid out on some stupid bullshit that was easily disproven. Like really easily disproven. So he took Craig all of what about the same time it took me. He did it on his phone. I did the same thing on my phone. DVD bunks put a lot more time into it. Obviously, he's got more time to spare, do stuff like that. I got family, kids, and a wife and stuff that need me. So not something I would have been able to sit down and broke down. I don't know if I could have done the waveform thing, and I'm not really trained in that. I could probably looked at it, and I can obviously separate the audio in editing software and could look at the waveforms from that. But I probably wouldn't have thought of that. But that's definitely something. It's definitely something to keep in my head. Oh yeah. So next time a Flat Earther tries to claim me to say something, then that's something I'm gonna be looking further into and seeing if I can use that in my arsenal. Here's DB debunks for that one. It's only Coke, by the way. I was gonna put whiskey in it, but decided not this one. Maybe another one. If Drunk Debunk wants to have me on, we'll have a few drinks together, mate. Right, so yeah. What we're going to do here is I'm going to transition over. I was using Globy, but we're going to try something else here instead. One thing I wanted to check out real quick. So I wanted to check out and see what Mikey Smith is up to. So check that out here. All right, so that's just gonna go on Mikey Smith's. I want to see if he's done anything. He said he's gonna do the star observations. And I haven't been able to do any star observations lately. It's just been cloudy, like loads. But hopefully I can do a live stream of that. It's gonna. Let's see here. What's he got? This is good. See you next. Show me stars. He's just got a lot of little clippy clips, isn't he? Really. Right. So let's just move over here. Curious star sequence showing dedicated place B. Let me check this one real quick.
Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the sequence of the star Sirius recorded back on November 29th, 2020.
Now, I have my own observations of Sirius. I don't have my computer right now. I've switched computers, but I do have them on TikTok. I don't know if I want to pull those up right this. They're a little bit buried.
3. So I'll be showing you hopefully quickly here. So we're going to go from the top to the center. It's going to go top again, and then it'll go back to 2. Top, bottom, and then it'll depower itself, or whatever you want to call it. It will go from the 2 to top. And then the top will go to center. And center back to top. And obviously back to top and bottom. And it will repeat that process. And yeah, there we go. From 2 to 1, or just depowers and powers itself back up.
Depowers and powers itself back up. Talking about like you're looking at a star through he's using crappy optics. Zoom, that's not even focused in well enough, because you can tell just by that shape there. But like I said, I've shown pictures in here what Sirius looks like through a properly focused telescope that's using proper optics, not too fast. Binoculars that he's using with a cell phone mount that's like amateur, and then there's really, really amateur. Like, don't know what I'm doing, kind of amateur. Like, what he's pretty much doing is like stuff that like maybe your 12-year-old kid to do. I word of a lie, like full disclosure, I started out doing that. I have a Solar Mark 70 millimeter by 700 focal length, and I was using the mobile phone mount. And some observations did kind of look like this, but I got on to pretty quick, realizing that doing a little bit of research, something flat earthers don't like to do. I realized that I my optics wasn't the best. My telescope was an entry level telescope. It's okay. It is pretty good actually, for entry level. But I've put my astro camera on it. It works fine. You get a little bit of aberration of light. We get something like around the moon, but that's just due to the lens on it. So but then I learned through looking into a little bit astrophotography of that you have to get a series, a whole bunch of pictures, stack them, line them up, stack them together, then run through some processing, and then you kind of get rid of some of that stuff a little bit, so you can kind of you fine tune it to get to its to what the image really is, to sharpen it up and make it look better. And the stars is not a great deal. Like, you can kind of sharpen it up, and you can kind of get an image of the star. Planets are a lot more funner. Planets are fun to do because you obviously have a lot more to look at. You have a lot more you can, like, they're closer, a lot more you can work with, and it's really fun. You start with a kind of crappy, you know what it is, but it's not the greatest image, and then after stacking it, and then you run it through some processing of software, and you clean it up. Man, sometimes so I've got some lovely shots of Jupiter and Mars and Venus, and I was doing Saturn a little bit. I've gotten better. So coming into summertime and Saturn, hopefully is starting to come because we're the tilt of the Earth coming around. Saturn's starting to line up a bit more. Now, this month, near the end, so it's about 10 days or so. We're supposed to have I think it's 8 planets in alignment. So fingers crossed, touch wood, that we have clear skies where I live, because I would love to get out there and early and be able to kind of get some really cool observations where I can line up the planets, just bam, 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 just go along, and get some really good observations of them. But I live in the UK, and UK we get like maybe 10 days of clear skies, if that. So sometimes better, but it's so hit and miss that that's one thing I don't get out as much as I'd like to with the telescope and see it clear. I still got some stuff to do. I want to flock my telescope, so I got some flocking. It's like stuff you put inside, and because while the inside is kind of painted, it's still kind of shiny, and you don't want to have shiny inside of it, like the tube of a telescope. You want to have as matte black, like as black and doesn't reflect any light as possible. So the light goes straight down, hits the mirror, comes up, hits your other mirror, and goes to your eyepiece. And if you don't have any other reflections, you're not going to get any kind of interference of other kind of light. So the more you can do that, the better inside. Then you get much clearer, sharper image. I'm hoping to do here. I got all the stuff. I just haven't got around to doing it. So, but I should get on that soon. Other stuff come up, and I've been sick lately, so yeah. This is just back to what I was talking about. This is a really crappy image of Sirius, though. Even with my Solar Mark 70 millimeter telescope and my Galaxy S20 FE on a mount, I still got better stuff. I still was able to get. I could tell you this. If I look at this, this was out of focus And even I wasn't the best when I was doing some early serious ones, but they're still better than this.
In relation to that center point, yeah, I just needed to get a slower video of me
I don't know what the hell he's on about powering up and powering down again. That's just flat earth nonsense, isn't it?
reviewing my star video, and that's how I came across this section here where I could show you that it's the top, and then the top and bottom, and then from top and
That's just the flickering the atmosphere. It's the atmosphere because the atmosphere is fluctuating. It's going thicker, denser. You got like jet streams. You have different stuff, dust and different stuff floating in the air, and you have obviously all this. You have 60, 100 miles worth of atmosphere between where he is standing and where you get to a lot thinner atmosphere. Like you get the carbon line is 100 miles up. 100 miles, 100 kilometers, whatever. Something like that. And then that's where you get to a point where the air is so thin that they kind of class that as like space. They had to give some arbitrary lines, but they just kind of went with that. And that's where you get a lot of satellites, or you get like if you get weather balloons to have a telescope, like or some sort of observation platform to look at stars, because so much higher up, they get a lot thinner atmosphere. You can get a lot more sharper and better images, or be able to see a lot more. That you can see the galaxies, nebulas, and stuff like so much easier. So that's why I say Mikey saying he's going to go to Las Vegas absolutely actually makes less sense, because what he's do is he's going from probably where he's in Canada or Saskatchewan or something like that. It's pretty higher altitude. He's going to have less atmosphere between him and where you're going to have like the vacuum of space. Going to Las Vegas, he's actually end up with more atmosphere, and you're gonna have more. You get more atmospheric disturbances in his images, and so he's probably gonna actually look worse. And depending where he is from Vegas, if he's too close, then he's gonna get like loads of light pollution. So he's not gonna see. Vegas is like so many lights, unless he's way out in the middle of the desert. Then you might have some okay images, but then you can do that in Saskatchewan. You go out in the middle of the prairie. There's loads of dark stuff there. I lived in Alberta for 20 odd years of my life, so I've been out in the prairie where you can see like so many stars, so much stuff. I'd say this have images of me just on a whales, on a holiday park, and because it was a small town or just out a little bit out in the country, it was like you could see so much more like compared to when I live down in the city. So yeah. So him going to Las Vegas actually makes no sense. He's just wasting his time and wasting his money. He could probably just drive out into the middle of the prairies and get the exact same effect and probably actually better results. Because he's probably at higher altitude, which would make more difference than being out in the desert with dry air. With being cold in Alberta or Saskatchewan or whatever, it's going to be dry air anyways, because cold air doesn't hold moisture. Warm air holds moisture a lot better. So you'd actually be better off, minus the fact is that means optics may eventually frost up a bit, unless he's acclimatizes them. But yeah. It's probably stuff he has no idea.
the bottom, it goes to the top, and then to the center point.
Yes, he could stick a warmer on his telescope, on his binoculars, and that probably would stop from frosting up. But like I said, he probably doesn't know any of this stuff.
Which is kind of cool, and whatever that center point is, I have no idea, but at least we're... And the reason why I'm doing it with my phone again, I'm just not having any luck recording my voice on StreamYard when I want to do a recording. It's just, I don't know what the heck I'm doing wrong, but anyways, yeah, we're just going to review this wonderful star Sirius and show you the frequency pattern. At least that's what I call it. And yeah, so now that I've figured out the pattern of the star, what's your next move? Anyways, we'll get one more going here if I can.
You're just gonna wear that freaking button out on this is a computer. Holy crap.
We'll just move up in the video here, so.
Dude, like, what is he doing? I just don't get, like, he's sitting there, he's like bringing, like, absolutely hammering on the space bar, so he like goes like slowly up. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, maybe we're. I don't know where I'm supposed to be in the video here, but.
What is he doing?
There. But you guys got the gist of it from the earlier. So there we go. From
Mikey thinks, oh, Mikey, I'm smart. Oh, he's a towhead, isn't he?
2 to 1 to nothing, and then it'll go back to 1, and then top and bottom. And there we go. The sequence of the star Sirius confirmed. Thank you very much for watching. Fantastic.
There's a little shite. All right. Where are we now? Let's just see. He says he's gonna explain this, so I'm gonna get a bit more information on what his whole Vegas trip is. He thinks he's gonna achieve with this. Oh, and just for reference, yeah, he's driving to Vegas in this car, by the way, all the way down from wherever he lives in Canada. He drives everywhere in this thing. They still see him coming.
Alright guys, just making a quick short video for the Las Vegas trip. I'm having trouble with my StreamYard. It's not recording my microphone for some reason, so here we go. We'll just do it this way. Alright guys, we got a new update here. We've got do a walk around update here for those of you who have not seen the car, but
Oh, that's pretty funny. That poor Volvo.
we have one more new addition. We got the flat earth map there on the hood, the billboard on the top, and this is a cartoon.
Oh, no, it's not Volvo. It's a Subaru. Sorry, not back. Man, Japanese not be so happy. Oh, Kajin, you're so dumb. Making a joke.
And the new one is fake or real. So we've got all 4 doors covered and magnetic sign. And of course, this billboard will be going with me to Las Vegas. I will be putting it inside the vehicle.
I sure hope so, or else his fuel economy is going to be absolute garbage. As well as that probably just blow off anyways. Just strapped on there some ratchet straps. That's about it. And that's going to catch the wind bad.
To cut down on fuel economy, to save on fuel economy. And we'll have the magnetic signs. Everything will be as is in Las Vegas. We will be driving up and down the strip many times and notifying everybody about.
As a former Canadian, we don't claim him.
The truth and the facts, and heading off to Walmarts and other populated areas in Las Vegas. And we'll just continue on with the video of the car, the Flat Earth Mobile. And there you go, a mobile, whatever you want to call it. And let's continue on. And of course, the actual real star Sirius. And of course, when the car is on, there's a digital sign here that lights up, notifying people.
Oh, there you are, Saskatchewan. How did I know he's from Saskatchewan? How did I know he's from Saskatchewan? Fucking hell, man. I didn't even know, honestly. Nobody told me he was just from Saskatchewan, but he's from Saskatchewan, yeah, because the sharpest tools in the shed out there. He's committed, I tell you what, he is committed to his cause. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't be advertising that everywhere. He's definitely the town fool.
And the Earth's flat license plate. Here's the other side of the billboard. And just to let you know what I've been doing for many years already, I go to the parks all over Western Canada. I've been back and forth to Vancouver many times and notifying people in the parks with the billboard. And of course, I have banners and many, many signs and factual information that I give out to the public as I set up in the parks with tables and chairs and you name it, I do it. And so, yeah, we'll continue on flat smacking everybody in Las Vegas. And
yeah, you know, one needs to smack is him. It's a face palm right there. Yeah. Wow. Does anybody know this? It's Nathan Thompson, and Mikey Smith's Flurf Daddy. Comment down below if Nathan Thompson was Mikey Smith's Flurf Daddy, going around like handing out flyers and stuff like that. That's definitely a Nathan Thompson trick right there. At least I don't think Mikey Smith's going harassing children. So that's one step up.
Spreading the word all over the flat plane of ours. And the beautiful magnetic signs. And yeah, so there you go, the new edition. So the car is 100% complete now. At least for now. Yeah, it is complete. Magnetic signs, we got the billboard, we got the permanent sticker Flat Earth map on the hood, and the electronic sign in the back, and we're good to go. Thanks, guys, and I could use a few extra dollars, would be fantastic. I am on disability, so I'm basically going there with very minimal amount of money, and but I am doing this for you guys, busting my butt and recording the stars as they are, and of course confirming that I've recorded the firmament with pictures and in the Milky Way, and I'll be doing that when we get to Vegas. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Right, well, that's a bit silly now, isn't it? I think that's what that's what Mickey Smith's up to. So we'll check that out a little later and see how his Vegas trip goes. That should be funny, and hopefully by then I've got my some clear skies. I'll be able to get some observations, and I'll try to get serious, and I'll do an observation of that. So I don't do stars very often. I do some. I usually try to do star clusters or stuff like that. Just because I find them a bit interesting. Doing stars ends up being a point of light, and you get kind of boring like after a while. I do check on Betelgeuse once in a while because that's supposed to go supernova. That'd be pretty cool catch. And then I'm pretty much just doing like planets and fine tune my craft on that, as well as trying to do a nebula to find, or I'm gonna try to go out somewhere that's a bit darker. I'll have some light pollution and see if I can get like Andromeda or some other galaxy. I think that'd be pretty cool. You can get a galaxy observation of that. So I think this next one, but I think that's going to involve me loading up the telescope and all my kit into the car, or the SUV, whatever, and heading out to somewhere that's got some darker skies. That's but I'll if I have that, I'll put that up on either video or I'll put it up part of a live stream. We'll see. Just depends on what I feel like doing. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna check out something. I don't know if anybody has I don't have anybody. Somebody's in. Hello, whoever's in there. Nice to see if anybody's in there. Say, don't be afraid to say hello. I'm obviously not a bad person, so I was ahead of there. Blue Ghost. So I don't know if anybody's heard of the Blue Ghost. It's done by a company called Firefly Aerospace, and it's a private company, and they have a lander, a lunar lander that's gone up. It's been up there for about 4 weeks now, and it's, I think, latest I've seen is they were just getting closer to land on the moon. Now they were first orbiting the sun for a while, not sun, pardon me, the Earth for a while, for about a week or so, and they were just kind of doing some tests and stuff like that, getting ready, and then they were going to go and head to the moon. So I think they're orbiting the moon now. I'm just looking to see here if we've got anything, some live stuff. But they had some pretty cool observations. So I'm gonna see if I can go onto their channel. And I'm gonna check out a few things because he actually did some pretty good images. They live streamed a few things. Now flat earthers will deny this. They'll go, nah, fake, CGI, blah blah blah. And there's loads of stuff like that. But I think we'll double check here. I want to see if there is anything. We're going to kind of skim through these videos here, but this is, I'm going to Firefly Aerospace, which is, I think, is the company that is funding this. So we're going to go to their first update. So right, just going to check out some updates. Now you can check this out. They actually do have a YouTube channel called Firefly Aerospace. Here it is here. 82 videos, and they kind of do some stuff with some of the people, testing, talk to the engineers. Really quite interesting to see. If anybody wants to check this out. Here, like this, meet the welder working on lander legs. So even got some of the blue collar guys. Which is pretty cool because usually blue collar guys, they don't get recognition, right? They all do the scientists and stuff like that, but the guys who actually built the bloody thing don't get going. So it's good of them to do that. Let's check this out. Without them and their hard work, it ain't working.
Firefly Blue Ghost, separation confirmed.
Yeah, let me know what you think of my background. If you like it, let's see, moon, and down here with the planet Earth in the background. Now, obviously, this is not the real image for all you flat earthers. This is just a artistic rendition. This is not to scale. It's not representing reality. When anybody goes off, it goes blah blah blah. That's not real. It's fake. It's fake. Yes, I know it's fake. Okay, never said this is a real image. Behind me, it just looks pretty. Okay, why do you see stars? Because they put stars on this. It's just a pretty background. All it is. Okay, but it still represents the Earth is still a globe. It does look like sort of like that. That's a good representation. Not from the moon. So this on this video is so.
This is CES AOS, stand by.
Yeah, that was some of this is like just some like pretty images they put up and stuff, and some is and they'll put put that up. That could be like a CGI thing, and some is like real footage. And we'll know. We can tell the difference.
Signal with the Blue Ghost lander.
My name is Harriet Hunt. I'm a mission operations engineer at Firefly and a flight controller for Blue Ghost Mission 1.
My name is Ryan Cole. I'm the engine manager for the Spectre engine. That's our RCS engines on Blue Ghost.
I'm Jackson Liebeck. I'm a flight director on Blue Ghost, and this is our first weekly update since the launch. So in preparation for launch, there's really a lot going on, but it was actually quite silent because we couldn't communicate to the spacecraft yet. I think everyone was pretty nervous, but at the same time pretty excited because we've worked years and years to get to that point right there. And it was sort of just like a monumentous moment that spacecraft is separating from the vehicle. She's all by herself, she's alone.
That there is a real image that was live streamed as the launch happened. And you can see, and this would be from SpaceX. From their this would be from the Falcon Heavy, and I think it'd be Falcon Heavy, and then I think the Dragon capsule carried it so far, and then the lander. So but yeah, this is that, my friends, is the spherical Earth right there. That's it. Yes, that is Earth. That's the sun back there. Cursor. And that is a craft being deployed into space. So for any flat earthers that happen to come across the channel here, there you are. That's live streamed video capture of the spherical Earth. And it's not a fisheye. How do you know it's not a fisheye? That line there is straight. Those lines there are straight. No distortion, no barrel distortion, or else you'd so see that. That'd be bending and warping all over the place.
We know Blue Ghost is alone, and it's up to us to make sure that Blue Ghost gets to the moon safely from then on out once we can get that acquisition of signal. So I think a lot of engineers prepped in their own way, but really at 10, 11 p.m. local time, we were all focused and ready for that separation while we're watching the live stream. We're watching Ray and all of the NASA personnel speak about Blue Ghost as well, which was kind of nice. We got to relax before the storm a little bit.
Are you ready?
What are your last words to Blue Ghost 1?
I'm just, thank God we're finally here. We're so excited. It's been 4 years. This is what we built this lander to do, to go to the moon. So I'm excited to start.
Also, if you remember, anybody remembers from last year, Intuitive Machines, they had their lander went up, and I did make it to the moon, but it did fall over as it landed. They had a few little technical issues. They're sending another one up. So they're sending one here right soon. So yeah, they're not giving up. I think they said they're gonna learn their lessons. Where they were successful and where maybe they can done better, and they worked on. Now this one here, that one there was quite tall, and like the legs came down, but it was really quite tall up. This one here, Blue Ghost, is really quite short down or really wide out. So hopefully it's not going to have a problem where a couple of landers where they kind of end up hitting and bending and toppling over like Intuitive Machines. Yeah, we'll see here. I think it's getting ready to land here within the next week or so. Hopefully I can cover that. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh my goodness. Let's go!
Oh my God. You can see our landing site.
Okay, let's get next days going. There
it
is.
Yes. Wow.
All right.
That's perfect.
There it goes.
Let's go to the moon.
To the moon.
We expect the vehicle to power on right as we separate. And from then on, it's doing a normal power on like we would see in the clean room when we would do our simulations. So everything boots up, the S-band radio boots up, and
that's what it looks like there. You can see how they've even kind of situated those legs so that they're not straight down, they're kind of out the side. So if it does land a little bit on an angle, like here, it's going to be able to kind of take a little bit of an impact going to the side this way and be able to land and back onto his feet. So I wish him all luck. It'd be pretty cool.
is attempting to communicate to our flight software and then vice versa down to the ground station. You can see that in the video. We're pretty much still from the get-go, and so within, I think it was 10 minutes, we had acquisition of signal. It was just such an exciting moment for the team because on their dashboards they saw telemetry. What that's telling us is Blue Ghost is alive, Blue Ghost is ready, and Blue Ghost was healthy. We were getting great telemetry down, and we actually went through our subsystem checks and our procedures to get it commissioned a lot quicker than we did in simulations, which was just amazing.
So as a flight controller, you're responsible for sending all of the commands to the lander and also coordinating with the flight director and all the other subsystems to make sure that we're running through our steps in the procedure. I was a flight controller for the first shift after launch and separation, so I sent that first no-op to the lander and getting the, receipt of the command, that end item, seeing that we did have acquisition of signal and we successfully sent our first command was a big sigh of relief for me. I think that was the most shaky my voice was over the loops, just saying, we got a command received, we're good to go.
Did you prep that line, or did it just come out naturally?
No, I didn't prep anything for it.
So commissioning is really just making sure first the vehicle is healthy and safe. And then also, we sort of do checkouts for each subsystem throughout to make sure that everything is working nominally. We also did a lot of payload checkouts, so we have...
Yeah, so, we've got some... I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I want to get some observations here if we can.
Not only ready for this, but our customers were getting what they wanted as well.
Biprop priming is a big deal for the propulsion team, especially.
So, they're talking about the priming and stuff like that, of the fuel and stuff like that. Ready to go?
We went through the procedure carefully and everything proceeded as expected.
Now, obviously, it's the animation, because I don't think they actually had something behind it ready to watch go, but this kind of gives you an idea, but they do have video of because you can see how you see stars on the crop here, and this is obviously CGI. There's not there's no question on this, but nobody's claiming that this is a live footage of the lander.
The A1M maneuver is critical, meaning we still land the success of it. C system that of the system. One of the ways saying from the start this amount.
I should have to see that, but I know if any flight earthers on here, they're going to be claiming and shutting all sorts of BS. Try to head it off before it comes in.
2 millimeters per second target that we
decided once we got it on the ground, right at the end of the shift, we all stood up and watched it on the big mock screens, and I think it's just kind of crazy to me when we're doing the simulations. All of the Argus Cam photos are like of me standing at the rack set, like doing the simulation commanding. So it's crazy for me to, get to stand up and see, oh my gosh, we just did that, and that's the lander in space.
I think the most for everybody sink in to say, oh, it says we fired the end. So I think we had a mast on. Okay, we need to get back in.
It was actually the long simulations where we're coming in, turnaround times.
Really just noticed, but when
console simulations has definitely paid.
If anybody wants to watch this, I encourage you to go on to the YouTube channel and watch all these videos and stuff. I'm just going to try to go through and get a bit of flat Earth evidence, global evidence, and debunk the flat Earth bits and bobs. But yeah, definitely interesting and cool to watch.
Paid off.
In space, launch on with lessons in a few things on the test stand, some tweaks to the design to work things up as fast as we can to a workable solution for flight. The team that's been working on this engine for the last 2 years.
All right, so that's kind of yeah, that's cool. That, but we'll find here. Up.
Firefly Blue Ghost, separation confirmed.
Engineer on maneuvers with the land, do our TLI, just make sure everything actually launches us toward the moon. We go most of the way to the moon, but then we come back around Earth. We do actually 3.5 full orbits about the Earth before going into lunar orbit. Following that, we do that translunar injection maneuver. We are traveling between the Earth and the moon. We do our lunar orbit insertion. This puts us into a highly elliptical orbit around the moon. And then we do a number of additional maneuvers to slowly bring our orbit down. And again, we're using the periods of the orbits to line us up so we're exactly over the landing site at exactly the moment we need to land, which is right at the dawn of the lunar day. I know there's a lot of detail about orbital mechanics. I'm pretty sure we have someone that can explain it better than I can.
Why is it so hard for people to understand our orbit?
Because they're not rocket scientists. Okay, let's pretend this is Blue Ghost. Okay, would you stand over here? You're the moon.
It's a bit cheesy, but I think it'll help kind of explain how this works, and maybe some people can, not familiar with this stuff, then you can at least understand it a bit better. I'm noticing my isn't the best. Just hold on here. All right, let's see if that makes it any better here. Because it's hardwired into my modem.
And you, I'm sorry, who are you again?
I'm Jason, the CEO of Firefly.
Right, okay. Would you stand here, please? You'll be the Earth. We're not taking the fastest route to the moon because we're not trying to keep people alive, unlike Apollo. We're trying to keep science payloads alive and give them the data they can on the way to the moon. I'm proposing a 45-day transit around the Earth and the moon using orbital phasing. We start in orbit for 25 days around the Earth, or the CEO. We perform a few burns to change the duration of each orbit on the way to the moon. That way, no matter what day we launch in our 1-week launch window, we still have some flexibility to be in the right spot to do our critical burn to get to the moon. We then perform the translunar injection to escape Earth's gravitational pull and begin our 4-day transit to the moon. And as we approach the moon's orbit, we perform a braking burn. We pull the e-brake for lunar orbit insertion. We only have one shot at this, but we've been perfecting our systems the whole transit so far, so we gotta get this right. Once we're in the moon's orbit, we'll perform a few more phasing burns to lower our orbit, just like we did for translunar injection around Earth. And lunar phasing puts us exactly over our landing site at exactly the right time we need to land, sunrise. And as the lunar day begins, we'll begin our descent by firing all of our engines to begin our landing on the moon. We've done the math. It checks out.
Joe,
Yes, sir.
Get out.
All right.
Hopefully that kind of helped explain things a bit better. I see the video is a bit choppy, so I do apologize. I am working on that, trying to make it better. But yeah, fortunately, I'm working with what I got.
So my name is Jackson Sweeney. At Firefly, I'm a thermal engineer, and for Blue Ghost Mission 1, I am sitting on the thermal control subsystem chair. So that means during the mission, I am monitoring the thermal health of the vehicle, and I'm responsible to make sure that all of the temperatures on the vehicle are within their required range. What's really interesting about space is that does is it regulates the temperature on Earth. It keeps it pretty stable atmosphere, and what that does is it regulates the temperature on Earth. It keeps it pretty stable. In space, there's no atmosphere, so the temperatures get a lot hotter and they also get a lot colder, and that's really driven by the sun. So if you're in direct sunlight, things can get really hot, and if you're in shadow or eclipse, then you're not receiving any sunlight, and so temperatures can get really cold. And that effect even gets amplified even more when you're on the moon, because now the moon is receiving the heating from the sun and shooting that right back up at the spacecraft. So it is almost like double the heating that you can see on the moon. Temperatures on the moon can go from over 200 degrees Fahrenheit all the way down to negative 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty important to make sure that everything is the proper temperature and make sure that the vehicle is healthy throughout the entire mission. 75 degrees Fahrenheit at that 74 radiator for Blue Earth from the vehicle. We start receiving those will be actual blue, and while we're in this, we're actuated by this. So it's going to help keep us cool on the lunar surface and the vehicle in our orbit where we are cleared to
per like our first parachute agency, you something license.
As a thermal engineer, obvious the engine is over to the state of the vehicle. We are within firing, and the sun moves from the top of the vehicle to a different parts of change. Out of this
kind of a, I think and then the first images come down, and it I think forced everybody to pause and realize something. And I think we got into orbit and we had momentum where we were still in that mindset, like, gotta keep going. And then the first images come down, and it I think forced everybody to pause and realize this thing we've been trying for all these years is finally actually happening, and it's working.
Whoa, holy cow. My favorite moment from the past.
Yeah, that was like real live stream data they had there of the Earth right there, spherical Earth right there. What you're seeing there is what they had coming straight from their craft into that you see on that big screen that they're watching, and this is what they're looking at right there. You're looking at images going straight to the control room of the globe Earth. More evidence, video evidence that flat earthers were going nah too, but it's right there, people. It's there's no running away from it. Get scalp away from it. That is the Earth. But yep, so yeah, we'll crack on, but there you are. Images of the Earth going straight into that control room from that spacecraft.
And then the first images come down, and it I think forced everybody to pause and realize this thing we've been trying for all these years is finally actually happening, and it's working.
Whoa, holy cow. My favorite moment from the past 2 weeks is when I was sitting on my console chair, and then I look up at the big screen and there's just a beautiful picture of Earth. It was just very inspiring. It was really cool to see that we are really doing it. It is kind of what it comes down to.
It has been rewarding seeing both the hardware come to life, but especially seeing the team become both larger and increasingly cohesive, and everyone just is so eager to take on more and more responsibility and just keeps executing on their roles and living up to the responsibility of their roles. And seeing that on the individual level, but also on the team level has been, to me, the most exciting part of the whole mission.
But yeah, like as I was saying there, they're looking at live images there, people. I don't know if I find any here that are showing. Cool.
Right now, a robotic lander about the size of a golf cart,
Firefly Blue Ghost, separation confirmed,
is heading for the moon. It's called the Blue Ghost. It's one of several landers that were chosen for NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services, or CLPS, program. It's a way to get science and technology demonstrations to the moon for a lower cost. Blue Ghost.
Yeah, this is one way that NASA is trying to do a lot more exploration and scientific experiments and keep the cost down. A lot of flat earthers and a lot of people try to claim that NASA's budget is like, how much millions or billions a year. But in relation, if you look at it with inflation and stuff like that, compared to what it was in the 1960s and 70s for the Apollo missions, NASA's on like 1% of the budget that it was on back then, in comparison. If you look at take the standards they had there, like how much is spent and put it now, and NASA's on a shoestring budget, so they're using a lot of these private companies and hitching rides on these private, some of these robotic companies and stuff and that's where they're using. I think they're using a lot of Elon Musk and SpaceX launcher stuff, and I think some of it they tried to use like Boeing, but that didn't work so well. All right, and then they're trying to use. I think Blue Origins is going to get in on it as well. Blue Origins has got their not New Shepard, what they call it now. They got a new rocket they developed that's supposed to be pretty big, and it's taken them a long time to get done. But yeah, they're gonna get in on it as well as like ESA and I think NASA's hitched ride on this, and the Japanese ones and Chinese and Indian ones. It's all sorts. So yeah, they're trying to kind of make deals instead of me building a whole rocket and a whole like thing to send up for like their experiments. They're like hitching a ride to other companies and paying me a little bit of money to them towards their exploration that they want to do some tests or try to whatever that they want to do. Some of these companies want to get in on lunar exploration and maybe even and try to find stuff. Then NASA's trying to utilize that system as well. So, and it seems to be kind of working. They're able to get some stuff done at a fraction of the cost. So, yeah, that's where they're at now.
Has been capturing stunning imagery of our planet throughout its journey. Just after midnight on February 9th, the lander performed a maneuver called the Translunar Injection Burn, or TLI. The 21-second engine firing began its 4-day trip towards lunar orbit. And on February 13th, the 4-minute lunar insertion burn, marking the arrival of Blue Ghost in orbit around the moon.
The energy in the team right now is just a whole.
So you notice how certain ones there it said animation, and other ones just say it's not showing animation. So then that's like real like video live feed of what's going on, and other ones are showing animation. So they're being completely crystal clear and transparent to what they're doing.
Whole other level. And so just feeding off of that excitement, it's super exciting to see. And I grew up with stories of Apollo and everything. And so to see that come full circle just personally is.
That was video, sped up video, tiny time lapse of going past the moon, but it was there. That was real live video feed of the lander starting to go on to its orbit around the moon. You can deny all you like, but proof's in the pudding there, cupcakes.
Of Apollo and everything, and so to see that come full circle just personally is awesome.
The company behind Blue Ghost is Firefly Aerospace. Most folks may know about the company for the launches of its small lift rockets called Alpha, or they heard about the development of their medium lift rocket called the Medium Launch Vehicle. By the way, Firefly and its partner in this venture, Northrop Grumman, say there will be a real name for that rocket, and MLV is just a placeholder for now. But back to Blue Ghost.
10, 9, 8.
Blue Ghost began its moon-bound adventure by hitching a ride on board a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket.
2, 1.
All right, so it's Falcon 9, not Falcon Heavy, but Falcon Heavy is the big brother of Falcon 9, isn't it?
Ignition. And liftoff. Go Firefly, go iSpace, go Falcon.
It roared off the pad at historic Launch Complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center at 1:11 a.m. Eastern Time on January 15th. Side note, this was SpaceX's 100th orbital launch from Pad 39A. Tucked inside the Falcon 9's payload fairings,
fairing separation confirmed,
was a lunar lander called Blue Ghost. Its name comes from a species of firefly found in the eastern and central United States. There was also another robotic lander on board this flight. Underneath this specifically designed canister is the Resilience lander from Japan-based company iSpace. We'll talk more about their mission in a separate video. Before the launch, we spoke with Firefly's Vice President of Engineering, Bridget.
Actually, there was two. I thought I heard there being two landers on that. So actually, there's a JAXA one as well as Firefly. So one from iSpace, which is a Japanese aerospace private company. So that's cool. There's actually two heading there.
Bridget Oakes. She says several pieces of the lander have heritage with the Alpha rocket, which has flown 5 missions so far. Oakes says much of the design from their original concept 3 years ago remained unchanged through to the final product.
We really also took a lot of lessons learned from previous missions. I mean, we did a full, thorough review of every lunar mission that went up, whether it was commercial or NASA, and took a lot of lessons learned from that, and then essentially kind of just fine-tuned and adapted for Firefly's model with the additional product lines, and then took the best of what previous companies have done before us.
Firefly named its first mission to the moon Ghost Riders in the Sky, as a hat tip to the Johnny Cash song of the same name. It also gave its mission milestones a road trip flair, with celestial milestone markers dotted along the way. The successful translunar injection burn was followed a day later by the roughly 2-second long burn called a...
That is more footage of the spherical Earth straight from this lander. That's conclusive evidence right there.
Trajectory correction maneuver. This helped ensure that Blue Ghost remained on the correct course to the moon. In fact, it was so successful that Firefly decided to wave off a second TCM. 3 days after.
There you go. See, once again, the spherical Earth is leaving. And that's not simulation, that is live footage.
After that, Blue Ghost completed a 4-minute and 15-second...
I see this. This is animation up there. To be completely transparent. That was animation. Because obviously watching the lander go, stuff's on the lander.
Second-long lunar orbit insertion burn.
I see that in there once again because they haven't landed yet. So animation to show what they're going to be doing. They're not saying this is live footage.
That put the spacecraft in an elliptical orbit around the moon. The lander has 3 more milestones before touching down on the surface of the moon: vision navigation calibration, low lunar orbit insertion, and the descent to orbit insertion. Oakes picks up the mission from there.
The Blue Ghost lander will be at an altitude of 100 kilometers, which will start our
animation, not live footage, not claiming to be live footage.
Descent orbit insertion. From there, we're going to coast for approximately 51 minutes with all of our engines off. This will be a coast phase for us where we're going to use vision-based terrain relative navigation so we can measure the vehicle's position. At approximately 12 minutes before touchdown, we're going to start our powered descent initiation. So all of our engines, that main engine and your RCS engines are going to reduce your orbital velocity from 1.7 kilometers per second down to 40 meters per second.
They're doing the animation there to kind of show what they're going to be doing so they can explain it instead of just watches every talk. So that's why they're doing that. Now I don't need to explain this to people who are regular people who have regular intelligence, but for those of lower intelligence that are in this space, I believe the Earth is some sort of dirt pizza covered by a salad bowl, and the moon and sun are inside the salad bowl, but somehow we can't reach it. That's why I'm explaining this. Is for the people in the back that like to eat crayons.
Making sure that we're positioning ourselves above that target landing site. T-minus 100 seconds before touchdown, our main engine is going to shut down, and we're going to keep those RCS thrusters on and pulsing as needed to control that descent rate. We're going to get down to about 1 meter per second. The vision navigation system we have on board is going to continue to track the craters, slopes, and anything that might be off nominal to make sure that we're picking a hazard-free target. And then
hopefully that system works. I think that's what happened with the intuitive machines, in which their some of their navigation system malfunctioned, and I think they repurposed a NASA one which wasn't actually designed for it like that.
And T-minus 11 seconds, we were going to continue at that 1 meter per second speed until we reach that lunar surface and ultimately touching down on the moon.
Blue Ghost is targeting a soft landing on March 2nd. Teams at Firefly's Mission Control Center in Texas will know in mere seconds if touchdown was successful.
So we'll be able to get almost immediate feedback from the touchpad sensors on the feet for the lander, and then we'll actually be able to get an SD resolution photo within about a half hour after landing, and then get some HD photos maybe another half hour after that.
Firefly's CEO Jason Kim says he's confident that the team will have a successful landing on the moon. He credits the number of rehearsals done in preparation for the mission, as well as the lander's design.
There's a reason why people think it looks like other landers that have landed successfully. Those landing pads are designed carefully with crumple zones. And so if you think of honeycomb aluminum and how crunchy it is, it's got that built into the actual structure. And so when it lands, it's going to, kind of like your car when you get in an accident and it crumples deliberately. That's what that design entails. And so that's going to help with cushioning the landing, because at the end of the day, that's what we want to demonstrate is a soft landing.
Once on the moon's surface, Blue Ghost is designed to operate for a full lunar day. That's about 14 Earth days. On March 14th, Blue Ghost will attempt to capture a total solar eclipse when Earth blocks the sun for a brief time. Finally,
pretty cool. Hopefully they get this. I really do hope this works out, because I think it'll be some really awesome footage, and obviously some really good science and data and stuff will come back.
On March 16th, it will take images of the lunar sunset and is also designed to operate for several hours into the lunar night. Oak
Get some nice observations there, eh? I wonder how many flare tears they used in the fuel. I'll pray for the next one. The next one will probably be fueled by all the flare tears when if this actually works out the way they hope it does.
Says that working correctly in the dark will be challenging, but the Alpha Heritage hardware provided them good data to help prove out their designs.
The environments in space are tough, and so the radiation environments and making sure that we can survive lunar night, so the avionics is absolutely critical, and that's part of this leverage of having already flown that hardware on the Alpha vehicle sets us up well to already test some of the areas that we're concerned about. The propulsion system is unique, so we haven't been able, that's a hypergol engine, a thruster that we have on there that are our landing thrusters, and they are not flight proven yet. So those aren't on our Alpha vehicle. And we have done a lot of testing over the last 2 years to make sure that we're well suited for this mission. I mean, that team has just been phenomenal to turn that design around in the span of probably about 9 months from concept to first hot fire through all the development and then qualification. So everything on this lander is qualified. And so having gone through 4X life cycles and starts and everything else to really prove it out, even if it hasn't already gone to space, that gives us the confidence.
It's not just the lander that will be put through its paces on this mission, but also 10 science payloads from NASA and other research institutes. They're designed to study a range of features on the moon, from how lunar dust or regolith adheres to surfaces, to the internal heat flow of the moon, to the plume of dust kicked up during the landing sequence.
We have a group of NASA that gets together to define.
They remember that, well, obviously have to do a long time since we've had like people on the moon and stuff like that, and we have to kind of retest for our new technology. A lot of technology, not like it was back in the 60s and 70s. Obviously, you got things a lot more sensitive, but things a lot more accurate. But because it's pretty much all new, we have, it's going to need testing and working on again. You always see the flat earthers going, "Oh, why can't we use the old technology we used again?" There, like that. Well, because it's not that we have lost it. We haven't lost technology. We've lost the ability to make it because we're not making it anymore because there's not a call. There's no. Why would you keep all the tooling and all the materials and all the stuff to build something that hasn't been built for over 50 years? And I always want to bring this up to on anybody who like moon landing deniers or flat earthers or whatever or science deniers. When they bring that up, and the question is, do they still make like a 1964 Mustang? And they go, no. Okay, so can I walk down the Ford and buy a brand new 64 Mustang? They go, no, you can't. But why? Because they don't make them anymore. Why not? Well, they have the technology. What happened? Well, they don't have They don't have the tooling anymore. They don't have all that stuff anymore. They can't just build a new one. You gotta go buy one and restore it. And there's some companies that might make some of the bits and bobs because there's still a market for it because people are restoring 1964 Mustangs. But yeah, let's walk down to the Ford and get another one, right? Or let's say a Model T, or if I want to go buy a Bricklin, right? If I walk down and say I want to go buy a brand new Bricklin SV1, I can't because the company's not around anymore, and the tooling isn't around anymore, and yeah, they nobody's designing those anymore. Why? Why would you have a 1970s SV1 Bricklin when the company isn't around anymore and there's no call for it? They were not a vehicle that had a concept that was shite. Well, it was a good idea, but also didn't work out so well. So yeah, I'm not saying that So are they trying to say that a Bricklin SV1 was never made? Because yeah, they were made, they were manufactured, but they're not manufactured anymore, and you can't buy another one. And the technology has been destroyed because you don't need it. It's been probably recycled or it's just gone defunct from lack of use. And they might have the stuff now that I made the plans and stuff to build it. But why would you go buy a 1972 Bricklin SV1 that was supposed to be SV was like a safe vehicle when you could probably go buy yourself a Ford Focus that will be safer, faster, more economical, and all around this a better vehicle? So why would you go buy a small 1960s or 70s vehicle when the current ones, we have newer technology that is being they do R&D on it, research development. They have to rebuild they cut new engines and stuff like that. They let's start from scratch. How many times? So you look at say speaking of Ford, you look at the EcoBoost, the 1 liter three-cylinder EcoBoost. Now that was why they've had 3-cylinder engines before. One is one of those because they made something new and new technology and new concept, and they're looking for something. So they built it from the ground up. Why would you use an old Fiesta engine that was using a carburetor that's old technology, and they're trying to move forward? So that's why we're not using the Apollo stuff anymore, because there's no need to. We've moved past that technology. We've developed and expanded and moved on, and that technology is old and is redundant and is not nobody's making it anymore because there's no need to make. We made new stuff. the new stuff he's testing and developing. This is what we're up to right now. We're in the R&D stage. Bit of a rant, but move on.
What is the NASA cargo we will compete with industry to take to the moon? And we competed all these individual instruments, these 10 instruments that we ended up manifesting on this Firefly-owned mission. And we saw that for the type of advanced scientific or engineering measurements we wanted to make, the instruments were small enough and compact enough that we could actually fly 10 if someone could actually schedule them to get all their operations done over the 14 Earth Day long lunar daytime.
We have a phenomenal assembly integration team and mission manager team, and so our customers have points of contact with our team to go and check out. We review their procedures, they review our procedures. If we have questions about onboard operations with one payload, potentially overlapping with another payload, we're working those live with all of the teams and getting everybody's feedback together. And then the assembly integration team they're doing all of the checkouts, they're writing all of the software tests, they're actually doing all of the mechanical integrations. There isn't a siloed portion of the job that they're trained to do. They touch everything on that lander, from welding to electrical checkouts. And so you have that really strong technical discipline of folks on the team in the clean room going and running and helping do this integration and testing, combined with the partnership with the customers to pull it all together, I think has made that work really well.
Dennis Harris on the left and Mike Selby on the right are from Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. They serve as mission managers for 7 of the 10 payloads on board the Blue Ghost lander. Harris says among the 5 he oversees, there are a couple that he's particularly interested in.
Let's just call it first among equals, or first and second. I think the two that I'm really interested in, Lexi, with the views of the solar wind against our magnetosphere, and NGLR, with the promise of deeper understanding of even cosmology and the workings of the lunar surface and interior.
Blue Ghost also carries with it the Lunar Planet Vac, or LPV instrument. Designed by Honeybee Robotics, a subsidiary of Blue Origin, the LPV will collect samples of lunar regolith using compressed gas. It's designed as a test case for future sample collection. Another technology demonstration is the Lunar GNSS Receiver Experiment, or LUGR instrument. Led by NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland in partnership with the Italian Space Agency, it will demonstrate the capabilities of global navigation satellite system operations on the moon. As James Miller describes it, it's essentially extending GPS to the moon.
NASA has been...
That's pretty cool. I can see that being quite useful to have on there, if we can use that, and then if we the communication back and forth. So it's pretty cool stuff there.
Been flying GPS in space for quite some time, but never this far. And so at this point in time, we have a mission, MMS, that's a heliospheric mission. It's halfway to the moon, and we're processing signals that show us navigation grade precision. And so why not build a receiver that's more sensitive, a higher gain antenna, and really close the gap and be able to contribute to the Artemis program by having all of our space missions be equipped with GPS.
Miller says proving the...
Right, see, so they're kind of cool to get that done. Then it can probably be very beneficial in Artemis. So, yeah. Pretty interesting thing.
Viability of GPS in cislunar space will be an important asset for lunar exploration until a more moon-specific solution is established. The journey of the Blue Ghost lunar lander is an important step for Firefly Aerospace. It's already preparing for other missions as part of NASA's CLIPS program. But for now, the team is focused on the mission at hand and also imagining what it'll be like to finally receive confirmation of touchdown.
Cheering, chaos. No, I mean, it'll be absolutely unreal. You're going to have everybody in the control room, whether you are...
I really hope this works out really well and they don't have mishaps like what happened to Intuitive Machines.
A Firefly employee or not, and everybody, I think, just cheering along with us for that moment.
That moment is expected on March 2nd. Reporting for Spaceflight Now, I'm Will Robinson Smith.
Very cool. Well, that's there's some footage there, and look, there's even something there from the moon itself, and in the sun off. So that's pretty sweet. Yeah. Well, I'll have to keep an eye on that. I think they are looking at landing here in the next few weeks. So we are orbiting the moon now. So we will yeah, we will see. That's definitely an interesting thing indeed. And this is a bit more of a tame one. Obviously, had some technical difficulties at the beginning. I just still trying to get over this chesty thing, but hopefully I can come up with I'll come up with some other stuff here. I want to look more into some of the stuff on TikTok, some of the flight records on there. There is one I wouldn't mind seeing if I can somehow get on live. I don't know. I don't know how exactly. Well, how, cause I think he's only on TikTok. So I want to stream it on here. So we will see if I can. And I know I've seen that Globe Face has been doing it. I don't think Globy's up to anything right now. My schedule is kind of off, like from the other guys are doing. It's kind of intentional. I'm trying not to compete with everybody. Oops, I spelled his name right. Oh, it's lagging bad here. Yeah. You know what? I'm on here for 2 hours. I got really nobody in live yet, so I'm still trying to get used to this. And obviously, as you can see, still trying to work out some bugs. But yeah, I think I might call it that there. One thing I did want to address was right here was the fact is that it's come to my attention that that Steve was going to pay, which I will give him props. The fact is, he obviously is the exception to the second law of Flirt, which is all flat Earth challenges are fake. So I don't think just before I go and get off, I do want to actually check and see if he has anything that's come up on his. So. Right, let's just check his thing real quick here. Thing history. Right, I'm just gonna double check here real quick. Just give me 2 seconds here. I think I have been checking. I want to see if he's put anything out. Oh, Steve, about just bear with me for a second. Right. So he's hold on. You know he's done. Yeah, I'll put this up. This is funny. You know what he's done? Here we are. He's deleted those videos. 2 weeks ago, 1 month ago, right? So what he's done. Bear with that. Yeah, he has deleted those videos. Look at this, okay? Because the year before that, because this was his 2 hour freaking freaking documentary BS crap that he did, 2 hours and 11 minutes. I watch it. It's all like he's trying to claim it's fake and all this. Like, he's still trying to do this. I haven't watched this because I just don't want to subject me or anybody else to this bull crap. I've seen bits of this. Other people cover it, and it's just a little shite and really bad at editing. But the other ones were ahead of that, and he has deleted his videos. He's deleted them. That's funny as fuck because he's got that. He's got TFE. It's over, and then COVID-19 who benefits, and then polyamory, judgment is coming, and God, right? Ridiculous. But yeah, he had done this one, and then the other ones came after that. I don't even know if I can even show all my. Let me double check. See, but yeah. So I wanted to see if he'd do anything new. And what he's saying is he's deleted those videos. That is funny. That is so funny. Uh, yeah. I'm on my secondary channel because it's I don't get ads on it. I'm sure. Just check this out. But I'm sure he I'm almost certain that he actually had that on there. So I'm just gonna skim through this real quick. I'm sure I had. Did I not look at his channel? I'm sure we looked at his channel and he was on here. Screenshot it. But yeah, it I don't know. Yeah, it's probably on my lives. Where is my lives? Yeah, I'm just morbidly curious here. Right. I just want to see. I can't remember if I had it in this my live where I put up channel. So let me just double check here. I don't know. I did. I had it queued up, didn't I? Oh. Don't know if I did or not. I know I looked into his channel, but it was on my last live stream. I'm just really I'm curious now. I need to see, and I have it on this live stream as well. So let me just kind of go through here a bit. So sure. Mickey Smith went through that one there. I went to go back to his channel. I did, didn't I? King Nico. There's Observer. Yeah, he was talking about here. Hmm. There we are. Oh. There we are. So he had this challenge here. So there's his 2-hour documentary. He had this one here, and then he came with the other one after that. Didn't he? Yeah. he's deleted those. He's deleted them. Yeah, so there you are. Yeah. Steve has actually deleted those videos because he's embarrassed himself that much from the pressure put on him by myself, FTFE, Drunk Debunk, and yeah, MC Tune. But yeah, and also DB Debunks. So the stuff that the pressure that we put on him is obviously was too much. That he took down his BS challenge because he got absolutely wrecked once again, and then got exposed to being a lying freaking douchebag. So yeah, that's I find that quite funny. That's awesome. Look at that. He's actually took it down. So yeah, we're fighting a good fight here. Fighting against bullshit like that, and yeah, it's making a difference because he's taking this crap down because he's realizing that he's being made a fool of. Well, I am made up. There we are. So actually clip this, but there we are checking on Steve, and he's only got 55 videos and doing this longer than I have. Yeah, that's funny. Considering I'm at like a few more videos than that, eh? I know he's got subs, but I'm at 58 videos. Plus this one here. And I got loads of other ones still to go up. That absolutely destroy Flat Earth. We'll get there. Yep. Speaking of that, people, don't forget this to like, subscribe the video. Don't forget to comment down below, and yeah, and yeah, watch out for more lives. Because see, I try to do this every Sunday and Wednesday night, and I try to get on here on 9 o'clock Greenwich time, which that's 9 o'clock UK time, and I go on for about an hour, maybe two. This is usually a couple hours. It was late this time, but you know, shit happens. I do try to be transparent when it comes to that. But, yeah. So there you are, folks. I will be signing off here, and yeah, thanks for watching, and like the video, and I will see you again.
NASA lies, yeah, that's what I say. Don't have proof of facts in any way. I claim the moon's made of plasma, a place no one can go. The Apollo program's a scam, I can't back it up though. They talk about the ISS is floating in space. You ask me in a pool, I'd say is the case. Satelloons in the sky held up by helium balloons. But bro, that's just a lie, cause that's what all bitches do. NASA lies is something I'll never prove. No facts, no evidence, debates I will lose. They say they've been to the moon, I say it's not the truth. I see truth in no way, I hate MC Toon when he shows me proof. The firmament is real, a dome up above, but I'll never prove it, so lost that I'm dumb. I know the world is flat, trust your sense of sight. Saying gravity's just a theory is why I'm up at night. NASA is phony like a show or movie, fake like some